Soul Garden. Live, love, be.
Good morning from my smartphone to yours. I'm Caston Love, back in the Serious Joy Garden Studios in Costa Mesa, California with Bella. And this is your Tuesday, Namaste Today. Good morning and namaste, and welcome to Namaste Today. I'm your host and spiritual life coach, Christopher Witecki. As you know, my modality is psychic astrology, and my personal mission on earth is to stand in my heart and help other people into theirs. This webisode is for Tuesday, February 16th, 2016, and today the Great Human Walk has reached step 27, Aquarius. Hello, my friends. So good to see you. I am back in very sunny and warm California. I'm here with Bella, our studio guard dog. She's right behind me, holding space. She was very excited to see me. And I am setting up to go to the Conscious Life Expo, which will be at the end of this week. So I'm feeling it. Today, you might be feeling it. You might be feeling a little anxious. That's because we've reached step 27, Aquarius. And to me, this is when the symphony begins. The symphony of harmonizing, the symphony of frequency, and us putting into motion what we want to frequent in our life. Now, that said, let's take a look at today's vibe. Today's vibe is sunny with a chance of anxiety today. That's because, like I said, Mars is the prime ruler of the day in step astrology, and so our aggressive nature is out. My heart is feeling my frequency today, feeling my thunder, feeling my drum beat, if you will. I think we're all feeling that anxiousness. We're ready to act, we're ready to sing, we're ready to put it into motion, and I think everyone's feeling that. So today I think it's that feeling that you get if you were in drama club, or if you're ever in performance, or if you're ever in team sports and you're about to go out there and do your best. That's the feeling I think of today. What we feel is impatient, we feel hyperactive, we feel kind of heady. There might be a lot of games that want to play. Your mind might want to go down certain paths and you stop it. I don't think we'll have mind games today, but our feelings and mind are working close hand in hand. They co-trigger each other. So a mind game can trigger your feelings can trigger a mind game. I'm open to moving forward with my commitments today. That's because we are finally at step 29 Capricorn, and you must remain open. I'm being tested on remaining open today. So there's a lot of examples to shut down. There's a lot of reasons to stop, but I'm not going to let myself. I'm going to keep remaining open to what I've committed to. I'm thinking about what I believe in about frequency. Mercury's at step 3 Aquarius, and so our mind is on our core beliefs. This is very much, our mind is very much focused on each foot step by step today. I am making quantum emotional changes in my life. Mars is at step 22. So as we move forward, our egos are now making quantum changes. We feel the changes, and these are changes of not turning back. So I believe after all of this, what we're experiencing is the new religion. Saturn is at step 15. This is kind of a working model for everyone, myself and everyone included, a working model of how we believe things should be, and we will see if we are right or not right about that, as in does it suit our heart? That's what right would mean. So today your joy quest, should you choose to accept it, is to ground your feelings and to listen to your gut. Ground your feelings, listen to your gut. That's what step 27 is. I feel, I sense. And so really the posture is really in gratitude, just waiting. All right, so ground your feelings, listen to your gut, wait for the right time to act. And today is the day that you want to begin whatever you want to frequent in your life. So you're going to begin the frequency of something. Today is a day to begin working out. Today would be a day to quit a substance like smoking or drinking. Today would be a day to put anything into motion that you want to keep in perpetual motion. And if it's something you do once a day, no problem. Do it today and promise yourself you'll do it tomorrow. Not that big of a commitment. Over time and frequency, however, it becomes a part of your life. So let's transition now to today's topic, where I'll help you set that frequency into motion. Today's topic is Use the Force, the power of Jedi love. And this, of course, goes back to Star Wars, who I think gets credit. George Lucas gets credit for holding the idea of the Force in us. And if anyone doesn't know the Force, I know there are people who don't watch Star Wars, and I'm not always a super band geek, but I totally am, really, to be honest with you. But I have to bring in the Force now because, honestly, I don't know anything else in any other mythology out there in the movies that really talks about this, and it is true. And here it is, how it is defined by the late Obi-Wan Kenobi. Okay? The Force is what gives a Jedi his power. It's in an energy field created by all living things. It surrounds us and penetrates us. It binds the galaxy together. Obi-Wan Kenobi. All right. So the idea of the Force is very true in the sense that there is this love force, I believe. It's the force of love that binds and connects everything. It is what law of attraction works with, and it is quite powerful. And I believe human beings have just begun to use their powers. I think the reason why we have obsession with Harry Potter and witches with power and all these different zombie films where people are rising above, finding their power, all this idea of human beings recreating itself, X-Men, I mean, we can go on and on and on and on, all the comic book characters. Human beings know they're powerful. They know we have more magic to ourselves than what meets the eye, and we want to get to it, right? Well, I think this is the power of love, and I think it happens through love. So the Force, in my opinion, is love. And let's take it to today's 5 o'clock question and push this to the next level. First question, have you ever used the Force and see it work? Have you ever used the Force and seen it work? Secondly, why don't you use it every day? So I'll answer my question. Have I ever used the Force and seen it work? Actually, yes. I have convinced 2 police officers that these were not the droids they were looking for. I've used some very simple Force, and I really honestly think to some degree, the Jedi mind trick or whatever, you can also call it manipulation. If you have a tremendous amount of love in your heart and you have this intention that you're going to set this impression and bring everyone into this little realm here, whether that's to save everyone's life, because no one's listening, whether that's to, or to take advantage. There is a force of love, and when people feel your love, this force is magical. It does bind people together, and I think the force of love can go even further. So have I ever used the Force? I can think of a couple specific times where I was worried about someone's safety, or I was... I can't think of anything that I want to share on camera because a lot of it's private, but I've gone into such powerful, loving meditation and prayer, and then I have seen people come back and go talk about the miracles that happened. So I've seen what very powerful, concentrated love can do, and mostly it's been in fear of emergency. I'm working to the point where I can build that force of love up to manifest daily. And part of the issue is you have to be feeling abundant love with yourself. I bring all this up because I think today, step 27 Aquarius, this is a day where if you set with love and intention, a frequency of love intention today and through tomorrow, that frequency is going to remain, okay? The force of love in the universe will kind of continue it, and that's the cool thing about love. Love will support love, right? People who love me, for instance, will clean up after me if something is broken on my front doorstep because they love me. So the love keeps things alive because people love and they contribute. And of course, God always uses people to be messengers of light. So I believe that it's time for people to start putting out and using the force of love very consciously and deliberately. Very consciously applying and giving love in certain directions, using love to tip the scales just a little bit and beginning to bring the force of love into a greater power on earth. I think it is time. I think that light walkers are people who walk in the light, who walk in their heart every day, and who expect the unexpected at any moment. When you're working with love and you're ready to love anything, you're expecting a miracle to happen and you're expecting things to change. I'm just kind of laying this out. I also think that you are a person that must feel before you think. If you're going to use the power of the force of love, you must use feelings over thoughts and let feelings guide you. And I think you must sense things and live in the world of sense and not in the world of know. So it's like rather than thinking, you feel. Rather than knowing things, you sense things, and you stay kind of in that realm. But today, step 27 is the master step of action. And today is the day where you want to take that action and you want to put something into motion in your life that you intend to frequent. And really the Master Jedi degree is 27 here, which is if you want to know the perfect position or posture to be sitting in or standing in before you act. So in other words, on your mark, get set, go. What is the posture before you go? It is, I feel, step 2, I sense. And when you feel it and you sense it, and they both match, you act, 9, right? So the posture is constantly listening to our feelings, listening to what we sense. And I think that's what Yoda does. I think that's what a Jedi does. And I think that's what anyone who is a master player, as an athlete, who gives speeches, anyone who can command tremendous energy is in a sense of listening to their feelings and listening to their sensory perception. And that's the state you live in. All right. So that said, we have a good fun thing today. We're back with the overhead projector in our Zen Den. So let's take a look and see what my hand and the planets have to say. And welcome to the Zen Den. Someone commented earlier that they will listen in to their guides and they pick up on the same planet that I do. And I think that's kind of interesting. So I'm going to invite you in on that. I think it's great to have little telepathy games that we play. So I'm going to ask my guides to identify the most important planet of the day when I go into my meditation here. And you listen to your guides and see and invite your guides to say it too. Let's see if we hear it together. But nonetheless, let's take 3 breaths today and ask, what's the most important planet we should listen to? Okay. And let's do an affirmation that'll help you through the day, and this will actually help you carry the tone for the rest of Aquarius, which is the next 2 days, basically. Next 2 days. I surrender to the power of love, and so it is. I surrender to the power of love, and so it is. Now, if you want to know what that means practically, it means that in every choice you have, should I go to the bathroom or should I go get some more coffee? Okay. You surrender to the power of love. In every choice, you surrender to the power of love. Let love do the choosing. See where it takes you. All right? And even in that simple, should I go to the bathroom? Should I get some coffee? Now, honestly, the power of love is go to the bathroom. Your body needs relief before you put more crap in it. You know what I mean? That's the loving path. And your heart always knows the loving path. Today is a day where we want to surrender. It's really, love is a surrender. We let love in with gratitude. So really it's a surrender. And if we just put that into our frequency and try to maintain it, you will never go wrong, my friend. I surrender to the power of love, and so it is. Because I said so, I thought so. So we now have the overhead projector, yay, and the 4-color pen. I'm so excited. In some ways, I like being at home. When I go on the road, eventually, I'll tell you guys what's going on here. We're going to be in the convention this week, but when I go on the road eventually, I got to bring the whole overhead projector equipment because I kind of miss it. So for starters, we're at step 27 of Aquarius, all right? And so we're about to graduate this transit. We go 28, 29, and boom, we're in Pisces. Now, Aquarius is technically the final line of consciousness before Pisces, which is above and below consciousness. It's subconsciousness. So this is the last earthly kind of trip, and then we go into God for Pisces, and then we plant again on Aries. So technically this is the very last end of the winter, if you will. And today, I feel it is step 2, I sense it is step 7, and when they add together, you get step 9, which is I act, or I am. Now, when you guys went inside, what planet did you get? I got Mars. Did you get Mars? I got Mars. And it's funny because Mars is I act, I am. And even when I and just so you know, it's like my smart ass is like, oh, that's convenient. That's the ruling planet of the day. I wonder who came up with that. And I'm like, shut up, smart ass. because my mind does smart off, I want you to know, with everything my psychic side tells me all the time. That's part of me knowing it's psychic, is that my smart ass will smart off at it, by the way. Because that actually, sometimes I'm so used to criticizing myself that I'll actually notice psychic information come in, not from it coming in, but I find myself criticizing. Well, what are you criticizing? Oh, we're criticizing that truth we just got. So it was true. Mars is it. And truly Mars is it. Mars is at step 22, which adds to a 4, which is Aquarius. Okay, so that's a big deal, that it's chiming in, the fact that it chimes in. But also 22 right here, step 22 Scorpio is where you can really, basically you can do magic in that degree. Some powerful, powerful magic. This is a vortex opening and closing degree, which means that basically miracles will happen when people are very clear about where they belong and they toe the line and they go 100%. And the reason why you can go 100% right now with this is because Saturn has been here and back through Scorpio. We ain't children anymore about this. We're really ready. And this is one of the reasons why I think the presidential election is different, because we're not children anymore. No one's children. We've all been to hell and back, and we're all not afraid of anything at this point. So bring it. Right? Like, so if you own the 2 here, a dimensional shift kind of opens. And what is a dimensional shift? Like, people win contests, people, magic happens. Literally, things fall out of the sky, and that is possible, but you've got to be very clear up here on your frequency. Now, the other part that's really interesting is this. Check this out. The North Node. Where is it? Step 22. Step 22, Virgo, which is reality. So this is, when you see God do this stuff here, where you have the 2 2s and the 2 2s, that's very dimensional. Don't forget, Aquarius is the king or queen of 22. So basically, this is going to determine, in the next 24, 36 hours, where you belong literally, and it's on a dimensional level. You're either on our dimension or not on our dimension, on my level, not my level, on his level, on her level. People will say people are on their level or not on their level. It gets very clear where levels are. And when we move into Pisces after this, Pisces, when you go back to God, which is like basically going back to the coach during a timeout in the football game. Okay, so once we choose this, everyone goes back to coach and is like, all right, I just chose this. And then we go back into Aries and we go, let's give it a start. And that's the cycles and circles of the universe. So the point is right now, there are no mistakes, in the sense that this is the time. What I mean by that is, and this is I'm getting intuitively, the smallest little thing right now is a big deal. That's what I mean. So people may be seeming to overreact, but because we're setting frequencies, if someone steals your car and doesn't tell you, that's a very, very bad sign that will only grow into a nightmare. So you have to take every little tiny thing right now as a huge sign, because it is. You're seeing a tiny frequency that could grow into a whole dimension. So be very conscious about what you act on and what you don't act on, and how you react to things. If someone brings you something that you don't want, best option, don't react. Don't react. Don't say no. Just remove yourself from the situation. You basically don't want to create a wave around anything you don't want, and you want to make sure you go with the waves with the things you do want. One last thing I'll say, this is a time where people are like, who's with me? Don't be quiet in that time. Don't keep it to yourself. You want to add your voice, add your frequencies to things that you believe in, affirm and move forward. And you want to not add your voice, not add your energy to things you don't want to frequent with. And this is very powerful. And I do think that we're upon a huge transformational shift. And this is the last thing I'll leave with is Pluto. Pluto's at step 16, Capricorn. And this is literally separating the mountains as far as mountains of power, who's in power and why. And I can't get into all of it now, but a lot of people who are making dimensional changes now, like where they will frequent and not frequent, will determine what mountain you end up on. Okay? So for instance, once upon a time, a mountain in this country was petrol fuel and carbon-based fuel. But now with the all of the Arab oil pouring into it and the market saturated, now that's not a very big mountain in this country anymore. As far as power, there's new mountains of power, like technology and Google and other things like that, right? And Apple. So the point is how do you end up on the right mountain? It's not by trying to be king or queen of the mountain. It's about getting with the right frequencies now, so when all else settles, you will be where you belong. All right, my friends, that's all I have for today. So grateful to be of soul service to you. Don't forget, I will be at the Conscious Life Expo this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. On the first booth, You don't have to buy a ticket. You can come up, say hi, give me a hug, do a little interview with me if you have something to share with the world, and send your love. Or you can come to our Love Fest, which will be Saturday night, and I'll be posting details in the next 24 hours or so. Got a meeting tonight with my partners as to where we're going to have that in LA. So I want to see people if I can. Also, friends, sign up for the personal Sensei service at stepº27.me. It is so cool and it is evolving right now, and there's some new things coming out. I'm super excited about it. You must experience it and tell me what you think, okay? Because I'm about to develop the next arm of it, and I really want everyone's at least 7-day opinion on it. All right? Okay, friends, I will see you in 24 hours with more. Great to be in LA. Great to be back with Bella. Remember, I love you, and live, love, be.
SoulGarden.tv.
Huh? You excited, huh? You excited? Yes? Yes? Let's go.